This is Cuban Cassius for IFLTV at the Cuban boxing gym here in Dubai. Delighted to be joined by Mr. Liam Smith. How are you, mate, first of all?
Mate, how are you? Very good.
All good. Tough training day today or not?
Yeah, toughish. You know, I pads with both Joseph and Declan, chopping and changing. 12 rounds pads. Yeah, it's a good day.
Cool. Bits of your sparring over the last week. How's that gone?
Yeah, it's gone well. Obviously, I've had a couple of good sparring partners. You know, one very good stylistically in Jorge Fortia, and one, you know, good spar to let my hands go and tick the boxes and have a bit of a dust up. But yeah, I've had a good camp. It's been very well since I've been here, and you know, I'm in a good place.
2 weeks out tomorrow. This has come around quite quickly now, and I can imagine the next 2 weeks are going to absolutely fly.
Yeah, you know, it flew. Training camp's been great here. The weeks have flew by here. And we're here now, ready for the huge event, a huge show back in the UK.
Is it difficult for you to gauge what version of Josh Kelly is going to be in the ring? Not been as active as probably Kelly would have wanted to have been throughout his career, but are you, in 2 months over what Kelly you're going to get in the ring on the 21st?
Oh, look, I know what Kelly we end up with. You know, whether there's loads of ways of looking at it. You know, do you think he's this beast all of a sudden? You know what I mean? Josh Kelly's this fucking animal, this massive puncher. You know, Adam Boo can convince you of anything. You know, he's what's the word I'm looking for? He's very got that like manipulating, like smug. He convince you of anything, Adam Boo. But you know, by Josh's account, Josh is this huge 160 now. You know, but for some sort of reason, he fucking thinks he's massive. You know, obviously, you know, he loves himself, Josh, which is no secret. So, you know, he loves his body and all that. And I say, it's just, you know, if he's this beast, then we'll see come next week. But I know what Josh Kelly we'll get him. We'll get the, you know, the flash Josh Kelly who moves his legs and tries to dance about the ring. Be realistic. He's not going to stand in the middle of the ring and fight me.
Liam, irrelevant now, but you had other options before this, obviously, the Kelly fight. There was options there for the Eubank fight, Conor Ben, Kell Brook, etc. But Kelly, is it? I mean, where does Kelly rank amongst how difficult a fight out of kind of those even 3 opponents that I just mentioned there?
Look at the difference. Josh is just the nightmare one, you know, you're going to have to fiddle out, you know, you're going to have to break him down, you know. How can you put it? It's hard, like, really be realistic about it. A one round fight with anyone, Josh Kelly would fight it with anyone. Do you know what I mean? He's like ability, he's flashy, he's tricky, but it's a 12-round fight for a reason. Again, we'll get on to that in a minute, but yeah, I just think, you know, the others will come and fight you a little bit more. Josh is more tricky and flashy and, you know, that type of style.
Kelly has done a bit of media this week, and he was asked, and I'm sure you both will get asked during fight week, about the sparring you two had. Kelly didn't really say a lot, but kind of possibly indicated that he came out on top on that sparring. Not from words he said, just a few facial expressions. But, I mean, I asked your coach, Joe, yesterday about that. Is this a secret? What went on in the sparring, or?
I'll be honest, I've been honest my whole fucking career. If I've been fucked by worse fights than Josh Kelly in sparring, that's just the way sparring goes. We had a good 10-round sparring the first day. I was happy with it, very happy with it. He come again on the Friday and ran round the ring. We might as well go out after 3 rounds. It was like the most boring. I think like probably the shittest spar you probably could have watched. He just ran around the ring. And that's the gospel truth to it. There's no like, yeah, if Josh is taking things off that, then.
He was asked a question, but like I said, there was a couple of winks there from Josh that kind of just indicated, possibly he was indicating that he.
No, we'll get on to that. That is Josh. That's what Josh needs. That Josh needs Adam there. Richard Towers there. Need him telling him this. Probably that's why he stands up in the middle of rounds, because they try and keep him in the sparring mentality. He's probably sparring anyway. It's great sparring, like, you know, fighting. He's never set the way of the light. So you know, he needs Adam, he needs Josh. He needs Adam Bood, he needs fucking Richard Towers. Needs them telling how good he is. You know, they've been looking after him while he's having problems at home of late. And look, you want to let the bottom line of it. You know, we've been quiet, we've been supposed to be respectful and all that bollocks, but like, you know, you've had Adam Bood trying to be a clever cunt on Instagram, putting something out about Varda. I've been protested 3 times since I've been here by Varda. That's just Adam trying to be clever, you know, when we know Josh is juiced up anyway. But then you've got Josh's mind coach, like, is fucking the fella who's meant to be professional, messaging me. Like, you talk about twitchy bum time, mate. They're the ones trying to, like, play the games and trying to get in my head, like.
Messaging you what? Sorry, the mind coach?
Oh, the mind coach is sending me videos of Adam Bood and just saying to me, Liam, look, I'm a fan of yours, but it's not you've got Josh at the wrong. You've got Josh got you at the wrong time. Sorry, not Josh got you at the right time. It's you've got Josh at the wrong time. I know you think you're gonna get him because he's got psychological battles, but I've sorted all that. Look, I can see your problems, but that's for another time. You're past the physical prime age, mate. Go away. Stop messaging me. I don't even know you. You're saying you're a fan. You messaged me a few weeks back, a comment on me, picture of me and my nephew, and then you've kicked in with this. You're meant to be a professional mind coach. Fuck off, mate. I don't even know you. You're not a fan. And you certainly mustn't be great. I say, stop trying to sell yourself. He said, I don't need to sell myself, mate. I don't know, in the army. So stop messaging me. You're meant to be Josh's mind coach. You're not getting in my mind. Mate, I've been pro 16 years. You're new to this game. Go away.
Okay. Well, look, like I said, 2 weeks out now.
Can you pass me out the drinks for out the ice? Sorry, mate. Sorry.
You're all right. I just want to talk about tonight. Obviously, there's a show here.
Ice bucket in the thing.
Cuban Boxing are putting on, which is being streamed live on IFLTV tonight. Frankie Stringer in action. We know, obviously, you're fully behind Frankie. You have been. So, yeah, another outing and another test of Frankie tonight.
Yeah, you know, coming on great in the gym, getting better, maturing, sparring better kids, having better camps, getting on, you know, big shows. I'm in the middle of a conversation with a couple of people over signing him as well, which would be great for him. But again, just want to see another improvement. He's been looking great in the gym. I say he's a top kid, and he's like my little mate more than I manage him. So I've known him a long time, and I'm excited for the next couple of years with him.
I mean, the last time, or a couple of times we've interviewed Frankie, he's mentioned the names of Royston Barney-Smith and then yesterday Campbell Hatton. I mean, probably not kind of in the next immediate 3 to 6 months, but in the next year or so, those fights are possible, aren't they?
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Look, it needs to start. He needs to have one more, maybe 6 rounds. But maybe schedule 6 or schedule 8 where he does 5 or 6 rounds. Then we can start to pick an opponent for him now. But boxing's not like, he's a young kid who can, you know, he's been around boxing a long time. Boxing's not like, we're not going to get to Frankie 18-0 before he fights a fucking meaningful name. It's not like that no more. Promoters are getting wise to it. Promoters are not paying the money to feed fighters no more. I've had a couple of conversations with people over, you know, another an 8 round, a 6 and 2 8, and then a name. The reason, like, you know, them names he mentioned, because I asked him. I said, you know, obviously, I've got a good relationship with Frank Warren, I've got a good relationship with Eddie Hearn, and then, you know, Frank's got a show in Liverpool, and I said, you know, you need to think about people they've got now on their roster who you can beat and then get contracts. Get what I mean? Obviously, you know, we made an agreement at the start. We won't sign you to no one. I'll try and get you on as many bills as I can. Then get you signed to someone once you're 10-0 maybe. He's 6-0 now. So he said, you know, Warren's got Royston Barney-Smith, is it? And then obviously, you know, we got onto me when Campbell Hatton fought Flint and said, look, I'll box the winner of this or the loser. So, like I said, give it 1 more, 2 more fights, then he's got to pick names, you know, maybe people who are losing for titles, just start trying to step up that way.
Yeah. I mean, that's not a bad shout. Obviously, Campbell Hatton's rematching Flint. Either or the winner or the loser of that fight is a good next fight for him, or in a couple of fights, like you said.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it was more just, again, just beat one of their names, you know, on their shows. You'll probably go into the show with the away fighter. Yeah. but then beat them. You know, we've seen a way like Eddie works. He give you a contract or he'll use you again, and that's what he needs. He win a huge start, turning over. You know, he was a very good junior, boxed for England. Like I say, he's been away. He's on the same camp as all your top kids coming through now. Cameron Vong, Adam Azim, you know, Charles Frankham, all them. He's on the same England setup as them. Then, as a year and a half or 2 years out, when he was like 16, 17, and then come back and turn pro, he didn't really have senior fights. So, you know, you forgot about that. He's a bit of a hard sell, but like I say, he beats a couple of names, then he's right in the middle.
Absolutely, and obviously the next step is tonight in action in a few hours is Frankie. Your thoughts on Eubank and Sarameta on that Saudi card coming up?
I don't even know. The fight, I think, made for Eubank. Little solid comes forward. I don't know whether I'm happy he's on a Riyadh season card, because if I beat Josh it might be a bit easier to make. I'm not sure, but I'm not really getting too fussed on and sold on it now. All more my interviews seem to be about Eubank, and like I said, obviously going off the last performance, I didn't get proud about Eubank, I get slaughtered for. So I'll just leave that with them. I can never right them wrong unless I get in the ring with him again. And like I said, only on his behalf, that fight's hasn't happened since. So, like I said, it's 1-1 and he seems to be happy with that. So, I'm not really asked about Eubank no more.
But obviously your main focus is 21st, a big fight against Kelly, and after that, whatever happens, happens.
Of course, me Josh Kelly's next on the list, and you know, at the minute it's Josh and Josh only.
Just finally, I saw that podcast that Eddie Hearn did with Andre Ward, and we learnt about the story about your brother Paul, and I didn't know that story, and I thought that was very classy from Andre Ward to do that.
It was, and you know, he's just one of them. I think he's a classy person. I've met him a few times, and you know, since then I had a conversation with him. I forget where it was, and like he said, you know what, Liam? He said, I don't keep in touch with any of my opponents. He said, your brother's like the only one. He said, mad. He said, I think that scenario might give him a soft spot for Paul. You know, he won the fight the other day. He lost. If he would have lost, it'd be a different story. But you know, and he's kept in touch with Paul. I remember, you know, I boxed Canelo with him, and I looked over my balcony, and there's little Paul, and Andy Ward at the bottom by the pool, walking through, talking. He says he's kept in touch with Paul, and that was just a class thing for him to do. Just said, is he a family man, he's got kids, and he said, yeah, he should tell him to keep the money.
The best part about that story is that no one really knew that story, so it wasn't a case of Andre Ward doing it for clout and saying, look, this is what I'm doing. That no one knew that story from years ago, and then it was brought up. That's what the best thing about that is.
Yeah, that's another reason why, you know, he's a class act. He hasn't done it because anyone's watching. He didn't do it.
He didn't film himself doing it.
At a press conference or a fucking interview, the mate, he said, like I say, he said to Eddie and he said to Paul, that's it. No one knew, and you know, we didn't know till probably fucking 8 hours after. You know, maybe the next morning I'm something to eat. He said, yeah, he said that fucking he didn't take the fine. He said it was good of him. I thought, so yeah, the classy champion, held himself with class all through his career. I think, you know, just carried on now, innit?
Absolutely. Right, Liam Smith, thank you very much for talking to IFLTV. Can you just tell our public to tune into IFLTV tonight to watch Frankie Stringer, Jazza Dickens, etc.? Yeah,
tune in tonight. It's, you know, a top bill, all young, especially a load of Scouse prospects and Brits, and a load from our stable. So tune into IFL.
Thank you very much, Liam Smith.